Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the writer and creator of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I'm here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemist of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and it may mispronounce something. But if it does not stop Charlamagne of God, it will not stop me. All right, y'all. Let's get it going. Angel number 26. God, what messages do you have for us to become the alchemists of our lives, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? God, what messages do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me as clear as possible. In God's name I pray. Ashe. All right. So the two cards that came out is I am worthy. I am enough and I am worthy of receiving everything I desire. I do not need to prove myself to those who seek to diminish me. I am worthy. So right away, I just feel like this message is pretty self-explanatory. Angel number 120. God is just asking you to just know that you're worthy. Everything that you want, everything that you desire, you're worthy of receiving, and they're obviously on your hearts for a reason. The next card that came up is I am compassionate. I understand how important it is to have compassion, not just for others, but for myself as well. I forgive myself for the times I may have let myself down. I forgive others for the same. I realize that like me, everyone is doing the best they have. I realize that like me, everyone is doing the best they know with the tools they have. I am compassionate. And so I feel like what God is saying is, I feel like it's really important for you, though it says for others, I really feel like God is saying it's really important for you to have compassion for yourself, to know that you're worthy of breathing these things about, and that just because certain people in your life may have told you that it was impossible, or who did you think you are, you ain't got it like that, like, you don't have to prove yourself to those. Actually, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. Like, you have nothing to prove. Like, you can be or you can do whatever you want to do just because it's on your heart. Like, that is a good enough reason. And so God is saying he doesn't care about what happened in your past. He knows that you did the best that you can do. And I feel like the same thing goes for, like, say if, if you do have issues with your parents or things are from your childhood, just know like your parents did the best that they could. It's not personal. You may be going through a process of where you're starting to understand how your childhood affects you. You have to understand that your parents are their own separate people. They had their own childhood. They had their own dreams and expectations that they either lived out or didn't live out. Angel number 303. And so just take all that into consideration and just have compassion for it. Have compassion for them but also for yourself. Know that you didn't deserve that. Just because you have compassion for them, it doesn't mean that you're accepting that what happened to you was right. Like, it's okay. You can have both. Two things can be true at one time. But I want to see what is your energy, God? What is the energy towards feeling worthy and feeling compassionate? Oh, wow. I probably should just stop. Okay. Because this card actually flew out. The Tower. I am worthy. I feel like what this is, like, I feel like God wants you, everybody see the Tower and it gets nervous, but I really look at this Tower and I feel like it's like a mental mindset that needs to be gone. Like, you need to realize that everything that has happened to you, it happened for a reason. It happened for the betterment of you. Like, God wouldn't have put you through any situation that he didn't think that you will overcome. Like, everything was happening so that you could become the person that you are today. Like, you think the way that you are, you feel the way that you feel, it's because of what happened to you. So instead of like holding on this pain of being like, oh, you have such a horrible childhood, or you're such this unworthy person, God is saying, allow that to fall away. You're beautiful. You're resilient. You're brave. You're worthy of everything that you desire. I don't care how crazy it is. You're worthy of that. So God is saying, trust that and die to the belief that you deserve anything less. With compassionate, We have the four of cups that come out, and it's this unwillingness to look at the reality of your situation. Again, God, he knows where you are when you made that prayer. He knows you're in that job that you don't love, or that relationship you really could care less for. Angel number 511. And the reason why you're having this feeling of discomfort, the reason why you're being triggered, is because God is trying to get you to accept something else. To accept that, yes, while this person may be doing the best they could be, there could be something more out there for you. But you have to be willing to try. You have to be willing to unfold your hands and to reach out. You have to be willing to know that you did the best that you could be, and that it's okay to be compassionate and give grace to yourself. You're more nice to other people than you are to yourself. And that should not be the case. God, what is a tool that we can use to understand that we are worthy to live out our dreams, God? How can we allow this tower to fall in our life? How can we release limiting beliefs, release our childhood trauma? How can we let go of the pain, the feeling like we're not worthy of living out our desires? How can we forgive ourselves for letting ourselves down and forgive others for doing the same? How can we know that we are worthy of compassion because we're doing the best that we can? God, how can we see the truth of our situation so that we can accept something new? Please deliver this message as plain as possible. One card only, please. Money isn't everything, but angel number 639. You are right when you think money isn't everything. You certainly do not need money to have joy in your experience. But in your society, where so much of what you live is tied to money in some way, most of you associate money with freedom. And since freedom is the basic tenet of your being, then coming into alignment with money, will help you establish a balanced footing. That will be of value to you in all other aspects of your experience. And so as I was reading that card, the message to me that was coming out is that maybe you have like a very spiritual background, and you've always been taught like money is the root of all evil, angel number 720. And so your relationship with money is you feel like it's materialistic to want money and to have certain things, or to want to have certain experiences in your life. You're judging yourself. You're judging yourself for your desires. And God is saying that's not necessary. Yeah, money isn't everything, but if that's something that you desire, then you desire it. So why judge yourself for that? If you have it, to me, I feel like it's so funny. Like everybody feels this need to justify, like, oh, I don't want to be famous, but I do want to have all of the trimmings of being famous. And it's like, if you want to be famous, just say you want to be famous. Like, just say that. And like, whatever your reasoning is for that, that's on you. That's between you and God. But you sitting here trying to like downplay your desires and what you really want, it ain't doing nothing but blocking your own blessings. It ain't doing nothing but keeping you in a place of stagnancy. So why not just accept that you want what you want? You want what you want. And you're worthy of getting it. You're worthy of having it. God wouldn't even have put it on your heart if it wasn't something that could be possible. So stop judging yourself. Life is always working out for you. I like understanding that things are always evolving. And while I like understanding that things are always evolving. While there are many things that could be better where I am, it is not really a problem because where I am is constantly changing to something better. I like knowing that as I look for the best things around me where I am, those things become more prevalent in my experience. It is fun to know that things are always working out for me. And as I look for evidence of that, I see it every day. What is God trying to tell us? God is trying to say, yes, he know that your jobs ain't shit. Yes, he know you're not happy here. Yes, he know you don't see any growth potential, but you don't have to keep looking at the situation. You don't have to be like, oh my God, me trying to do something differently is crazy. No. It's crazy. Yes. The reason why he has you in that job and the reason you're feeling that way is because he's trying to inspire this thought so you can try to move on to something different. Angel number 955. God, and let me use myself for an example because I really want you to get this. I thought I was supposed to be an actress. My journey taught me, because then I went to do the research to figure out, well, what the fuck does it even mean to be an actress? How do you become one? What do I need to do? What steps? And I realized, well, that's just another fucking grind. That's just another road that I need to take. But the thing is, when I prayed, God knew I wanted to be an actress, and he gave me a book idea. Yet I was so stubborn, refusing to allow the tower to fall. Being mad because I'm still sitting in an accounting job. Instead of going to seek the information about how to really get myself there. I was still trying to figure out, well, I'm going to help God. I'm going to figure out I'm going to go to acting class. So I'm going to do that. Instead of remembering, well, shit, he gave me the book class. He gave me the book to write. And so once I was able to accept, okay, because I done did it all, y'all. I tried to get an accounting job. I tried to get a writing job. I tried to make my own jobs. None of it was working. And so it was only when I said, you know what? I had to say, you know what? Obviously, God is trying to show me something. Obviously, all of this is happening in my favor. So you know what? I'm just going to stand in the belief that I am worthy of having this happen. I'm going to do whatever it's going to take to bring this about. I'm going to accept this other cup. I'm going to know that I am doing the best that I can do to get my victory, to get my moment, to allow my ultimate success to come in, because I know it's coming. But first I had to look at those illusions. First I had to walk away from those petty ass arguments. I had to stop feeling like I was so lost in the cold and really make a decision about who I wanted to be. And that's what God is telling you. You got to make a decision. Or am I going to get this information to allow this tower to fall? Or am I just going to keep my hands crossed? Are you going to actually do something about your situation? Or are you just going to sit up here and be mad? Are you going to feel like whatever you desire you can acquire? Or are you going to feel like this isn't the life for me and continue to judge yourself? That's what you got to be thinking about. Last message. All right, God. I don't know where our original cards are no more. God is saying, accept that you want the things that you want. Accept that your desires are reasonable. Accept that, obviously, God wants you to have these things. It wouldn't be on your heart if those things wasn't on there. So accept this cup. Accept this new start. Accept that life is always working out for you, and go seek that information. All right, God. Clarify this message of money isn't everything and life is always working out for me. God, any confusions or questions my viewer may have, I ask that you please just clarify it in this last card. We're clarifying the Tower with the Four of Cups, God. What do you want us to know about feeling worthy and compassionate? What do you want us to know about judging ourselves for our dreams? And how can we just become the alchemists of our lives, God? Make this message as clear as possible. Go get that information. I'm hearing that very strongly. Go get the information. Figure out what it'll take. A lot of us don't even allow ourselves to figure out what it'll take to bring these dreams about. Lumeria, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. The underlying card is the warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? I feel like inquiry. Okay. I'm reading both of these cards. I'm going to start with Lemuria. So if you have a chance, if you can, pause this video. Actually try to look at this card because it's an activation card. A transmission card. Angel number 1506. Creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Lemuria or Mu is one of the earth's lost lands where heaven really was a place on earth. A time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. In Lemuria, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply revered to Mother Earth. We knew that a mosquito was no worse than us, and the sun no better. Perhaps you too believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. Perhaps you are a part of the transition team who at a soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. Thank you for wanting to do this work. It is easy to get overwhelmed by the state of the affairs on the planet right now, but you are being encouraged to keep holding the clear vision of the future. It is closer than you think. You may be guided to hold the frequency of Lemuria in your own community, family, workplace, or within yourself. Know that it is possible, and while at times it may feel like you are alone, you truly are not. There are hundreds of thousands who hold the codes of ancient lost lands and even Lemuria crystals that hold the codes of remembering that are beginning to rise all over the planet. Keep doing what you are doing, and remember, the only way to heal the world around us is to first heal ourselves. Take a deep breath and touch and agree with me as I say this. I hold the codes of Lemuria and believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. I hold the codes of Lemuria and believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. I hold the codes of Lemuria and believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. Ashe. You're worthy. The final message. You are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely path a pave. You are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluff and fool selling. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts. And the more resistance we have towards answering a calling, the more important it is for our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage. In her famous line, "I am not afraid, I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it is not possible without fear. So if you are feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as an opportunity to expand, rather than things that you are holding you hostage. If you look into your fears in this light, then, as uncomfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. Have you answered your deepest calling? So I will leave you with that, my dear loves. Have you answered your deepest calling? Are you living the life that, I just heard this quote on Twitter. Are you living the life that your trauma created, or are you living the life that you want? If you're living a life from childhood wounds and past trauma, know that you're worthy of allowing this tower to fall. Create something new. Know that life is always working out for you, and take that new cup of reality to help bring heaven on earth, because it's happening whether you know it or not. All right, y'all, that's all the messages I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please give me your keys. If it was beneficial for you, please give me a thumbs up. If not, excuse me, let me start this over. That is all I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please give me a thumbs up. If you really, really love this video, please subscribe so you will never miss out. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Angel number 1919. Namaste. Take care.